She literally can't hide from us.
Oh my God, did you do this?
Y'all are getting another makeup list video because you requested this video while waiting for the next video. So I'm literally recording this before the gym. This episode has been highly requested by so many of you, and it is season 7, episode 30, because it's so freaking messy. There's so many twists and turns in this that you would not expect. So let's just get right into it. This is another episode with Tallulah as a guest host, and I feel like in this episode, and compared to the other episode that we have covered with her in it, I think we've only covered one with her in it, if I'm not mistaken. This episode, she really did her big one in comparison to the last one. That's still not to say she's like the best, most amazing host ever in my opinion, but she definitely did better. So Kristina, who is 21 years old and lives just outside of Detroit, wrote into the show on her own behalf. She says about 7 months ago, she met someone named Faith while she was on IMVU. IMVU is just like a virtual reality app where you can dress up your avatar, meet people, talk to them, play games, all different sorts of things. Me personally, I've never used it, but I've heard of it. I know what it is. It was very popular when I was like 12 or 13. She said that talking to Faith made her just feel so happy and secure. They exchanged numbers, they started texting and talking on the phone almost immediately. She says that as the months progressed, they started to gain feelings for one another, and recently, things have spiced up between the two of them.
These days, things have definitely spiced up.
Love it.
She says that they both live in Michigan, but yet they've never been able to meet and they've never video chatted, which is like catfish red flags to the T. If you're in the same state, they can't meet up and they won't video chat. Move on. Move on with your life, disrespectfully.
And
Kristina also then drops this hot piece of tea, and she says that she is able to recognize all of the catfish signs because she used to be a catfish herself.
oh Lord.
Neve says that,
So this could be a little catfish karma.
and me personally, I ain't gonna say too much. I ain't gonna say too much about that. But we love a good dose of karma for people who deserve it. That's what I will say. So they hop on a video chat with Kristina, and she says that she has told Faith that she loves her and has invested her feelings into Faith. Faith, however, has canceled every single time they've planned to meet, and Kristina then says that, I gotta tell y'all something. I gotta make another confession. It's like, girl, we just started the episode. You didn't confess everything yet. That's a little bit sus, but okay, I'm all ears. You can't see them. I'm all ears, like Dumbo in this bitch. So this lil heifer then confesses that she has a live-in girlfriend and they are not in an open relationship.
What the hell we gonna do now?
So Miss Girl, your confession is that you are a cheater. I already don't like her. I already don't like her. Y'all already know how we feel about cheaters on this channel. We don't like them. They could choke. Kristina lets us know that her girlfriend Sammy knows about Faith, but Faith does not know about Sammy. She says that her and Sammy have been together for 2 years, and Sammy obviously is very upset and angry about all of this, and she only told Sammy a couple of days ago.
What?
So it was very much looking like once she got the call from Catfish confirming that they were going to help her, she's like, you know what? I know y'all are about to be here in a couple days. Let me tell my live-in girlfriend that I've been cheating on her and the show is about to help me find my other girlfriend. Messy shit, and not in the good way. Tallulah then says some BS about how we don't choose who we have feelings for or when they come along, which is generally a fair statement, I'll give her that, but it's not accurate in this context because Kristina went out of her way looking for someone to cheat on her girlfriend with.
Trash.
So it's not the same as like someone just popping into her life and she has feelings for them, so she ends this relationship to go to the next. No, she's holding on to this girl over here while making sure this girl over here is secured before dropping this girl over here. We don't like that. We don't like that. So they hop off the call and Neve says that
This is a real catfish cluster.
and that's honestly quite the understatement. But they head to Michigan and they go right to Kristina's. They arrive and Sammy is there, which makes things a little bit awkward. Sammy then tells us that when she met Kristina and they fell in love, she immediately uprooted her entire life to be with Kristina, which I feel like, don't ever do this. I feel like don't ever just pack up your whole life and move for somebody, especially if it's just a relationship and like there's no real benefit to you moving there. Like if you have job prospects, if your life is going to be better by moving there, then definitely do it. But if it's not, then don't. Like, don't rearrange your whole life for a partner. That's just my opinion. But it is sad that she did all of this and Kristina still didn't pick her.
Oh. All right.
So Sammy then says that when she found out about everything,
Right.
Actually, when she told me, I wanted to throw my ring at her.
and Neve says, pause, what ring? Sammy then drops the bomb that they used to be engaged.
We used to be engaged.
And Miss Kristina over there with her cheating ass is the one who proposed.
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
but they've since called off the engagement. And honestly, Kristina is too damn messy for me. And that's saying a lot because I love the mess, but I don't like this type of mess. Sammy says that she's trying to get Kristina to just let all of this go, but Kristina says that she deserves to know who she is talking to. And honestly, girl, you don't deserve jack shit. You don't deserve anything. You deserve nothing. We then find out that the rough patch that led Kristina to search for someone to cheat with online was prompted by an online friend flirting with her, calling her babe, pursuing her romantically, and she didn't shut it down at all. So obviously that was a problem for Sammy. It really just sounds like this girl is a serial cheater, and Sammy would be so much better off with anybody else, but really maybe just being single. Maybe that's the option for you right now, Miss Girl. Because ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be with someone who allows all of this to go on, causes trust issues in our relationship, and then instead of fixing the problems they created, they decide to create more problems by cheating on me. We don't need to be together. Like, I'm really a walk away type of bitch. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'll walk away if you look at me wrong. Sammy says that all of this is difficult because she forgave Kristina, but now she's doing it all over again. And then Kristina says that getting attention from other people means a lot to her.
Ma'am, why are you so happy?
That is the problem right there. You need therapy, girl. You do not need to be in an online relationship. Let me just keep it a book with you right there. And Neve is like, okay, that's fine. But if they ask to take things further, then you need to shut that down. Like, hello? What is not clicking? Sammy then steps away because she's getting upset by all of this, which is totally understandable. So Neve then decides to go out and check on her. She says that she's not okay at all, and she tries her hardest to make Kristina happy, but it's just never enough. She then reiterates that she left everything in Ohio to be with Kristina, and then she says,
You shouldn't ask someone to marry you if you're not ready.
and I'm honestly just going to say it right now, Sammy is completely out of Kristina's league and deserves way better, not because of looks, but make up your mind on that. Not because of looks, just because of the level that she's willing to commit to Kristina. Kristina is not willing to reciprocate that. So this doesn't ever seem like it could be a viable relationship because Sammy's always putting in way more than Kristina is. Neve then tells Sammy that it's time for her to start making decisions for her. And she says that she is doing that by being involved and knowing what's all going on. So she's no longer on the back burner, but I just feel like I don't see how this could be you doing what's best for you because your girl cheated on you.
Trash.
She's gone on Catfish. And you're like, yeah, let me also be there when all this shit is going down with Catfish so I can know what's going on. I don't know if that's the healthiest decision, but to each their own, I guess, right? Then inside, Kristina starts crying, and I don't feel bad for you at all. Like, I don't feel bad for you at all, girl. You did all of this. You could take your tears and go somewhere with it. And Tallulah then comforts her by saying, oh,
You know, we make mistakes. Like, that's human, you know?
and it's like, girl, no. No. We don't all cheat because we are human. Let's be real for a second there. Sammy and Neve then head back inside, and Sammy says that she is leaving for a bit, and Kristina says that
Be safe. I love you.
and it's like, girl, be fucking for real. Like, if you loved her, you wouldn't be doing all of this, but Neve clearly feels uncomfortable with this whole situation. And it's interesting to me because there's so many other episodes that I've covered where Neve doesn't really seem to care about the cheating, but in this episode, for some reason, so far at least, it seems like he really does care. Kristina then says that she hopes Sammy can forgive her, but then she also says that she wants to meet Faith and start a relationship with her, but she doesn't know she wants to break up with Sammy. And it's like, girly, you and I both know that you are not about to have your cake and eat it too, so please pick what you want to do and be for real. Just be for real. They then see pictures of Faith.
Okay, she's cute.
She's beautiful.
And it seems like Kristina just wants someone who is the complete opposite of Sammy because Faith is very girly, she's very feminine, she looks quite different than Sammy. Neve then sees their messages and he quickly says that
You guys really, I mean, you call each other babe and love. Like, this is your girlfriend.
and it's like, oh my God, saying that while her fiance or ex-fiance or whatever the fuck just walked out the house is kind of crazy. But Tallulah and Neve then encourage Kristina to be honest with Sammy, but they don't give her a deadline or a timeline like they previously have with cheating catfishers. So it's very like, I don't really know how they feel about the whole situation quite yet. They then sit down at Kristina's table and they get right to investigating. They do a quick little reverse image search and right away they get a hit, making it so expeditiously clear that the girl in the pictures is not the girl Kristina is talking to, and it's like, girl, that's what you get. Kristina immediately gets a little bit emotional, but then she says that she isn't shocked, but then she also says that it's not a deal breaker. And he was like, yeah, because you've done it yourself.
But you yourself have done that.
Right. Clock
Clock it. Clock it. So So they go ahead and search her phone number next, and it comes back without a name attached to it, but it does say that whoever this number belongs to is in the Barbaro, Michigan area, which is very close to where Faith said she lived. They then search a little bit about Mackinac Island because that's where Faith says that she lives, and they see that it's a very small city with under 500 people. They then search Faith, Mackinac Island on Facebook, and they get a hit. Now this girl is obviously very clearly different than the girl who was in the pictures that Kristina got. Neve says that the girl in the pictures is cute and questions why she would catfish. And I feel like at this point, Neve should understand that no matter how someone looks, if they're insecure, regardless of their perceived attractiveness to others. They then discuss the possibility of Faith potentially being in the closet.
Unless she's, I guess, in the closet. She doesn't want her family to know that she's talking to girls.
Yeah.
I said it in one of the previous videos, and I will say it again. It is completely irresponsible for the show to air things like this. Like, if they really think someone may be closeted, or if they aren't sure if they're out and open about their sexuality, don't air that episode, don't air that part of the episode, don't put their face and their name and their Facebook accounts out there. I just feel like they have a responsibility to protect that part of it, especially if they don't know if that's the person who is even a part of this at all.
I said what I said.
Neve then decides to give Faith a call, and at this point, this investigation is truly moving at lightning speed. Usually takes so much longer. Faith immediately sends the call to voicemail, so Neve decides to just send her a text saying he wants to help Faith and Kristina meet up and asks her to get in contact with them. She immediately texts back and says that now is just not a good time, and she goes on to make up a bunch of excuses. She then says that she doesn't understand why Kristina is talking to Catfish.
We're not in a relationship. She doesn't feel like you guys are in a relationship.
And Kristina's musty ass seems to be upset by this, which is confusing to me because, ma'am, you have a whole live-in fiance with you, and you're upset your internet IMVU girlfriend won't claim you.
So I have a problem with you.
I usually fully support being a Tallulah girly, but this girl has taken it way too far for me. Kristina then cries and says that
I've invested my feelings in this person for 7 months.
and she deserves to know who she is talking to. Am I supposed to feel bad for you? Because I don't. Like, I really don't. You're a cheater, period, end of story. I don't care about nothing else you gotta say. It honestly made me laugh uncontrollably when I watched this episode again, like rewatched it to make this video. Watching Kristina cry, get up, walk outside to cry, while Neve and Tallulah just stare at her and do nothing to comfort her. So this makes me think that they're really not on her side for real, because Neve did his big one to go and talk to Sammy, comfort Sammy, and then they're just watching Kristina cry like, oh well. So while she's outside crying her eyes out, Neve and Tallulah then look up flights to Mackinac Island, and they basically find proof that Faith was lying about not being able to visit Kristina and vice versa. And to me personally, it's not at all shocking to hear that she is lying.
Be fucking for real.
But they basically see that they would have to fly nearby, then drive a bit, and then catch a ferry and drive a bit more, and then they would be there. They then make a plan to go and find Faith on Mackinac Island, and before they leave, Neve says that Kristina needs to tell Sammy the truth and decide if she wants Sammy to go on the trip. So the Catfish team then leave, and the very next day they catch their flights, and Neve says that it is a catfish first to bring someone's partner to the catfish confrontation, and I just know this is gonna be so messy. It's about to be so messy. They land and head to the ferry, and Kristina says that
I'm nervous, but, you know, excited at the same time.
And I just feel like it's insane to say that in front of your live-in fiance, but hey, that is just me. They get to the ferry and they ask the front desk worker if she knows anyone lived on the island named Faith, and she says that she doesn't, which is really not a good sign because with a town of under 500 people, everyone knows everyone. The ferry isn't running, so they call the plane that usually flies out to Mackinac Island. It goes to voicemail, so Neve leaves a message. They go to a nearby motel, and Neve texts Faith and basically just says, like, we're here to find you. The ferry isn't running, but we'll fly in tomorrow morning. Like, we are going to find you, bitch, if this is the last thing we do. Later that night, Neve and Tallulah meet with Sammy alone, and Sammy says that
I want to know where I stand.
she says that she has loved Kristina from their very first conversation, and she says that she is hanging on.
And that's what I'm trying to show her. She has someone here who loves her.
And I just feel like that's not the right attitude to have in this situation. It's like instead of realizing that this is the end of her relationship, she's trying to fight for someone who would not fight for her.
So pick me, choose me, love me.
Neve says that's great, but she will never have to deal with the reality of losing you. And Neve is trying to tell homegirl to end the relationship and run for the hills, but Sammy does not seem to be picking up on the hints that Neve are putting down. Sammy says that she needs answers just as much as Kristina does, and Neve is like, okay, dummy. He doesn't say the dummy part, but we can tell by his facial expressions that's what he's thinking. Because it's like, girl, the answers you needed was this girl cheating on you multiple times with people online. People she doesn't even physically know in the flesh. So the next day, Neve tells us that he hasn't heard from Faith and heads over to Tallulah's room. Neve calls Kristina and Sammy, and Kristina says that
I'm not so well.
And Neve is like, yeah, okay, whatever. But have you heard from Faith though? Like, he does not care.
Yeah, I can understand. Have you heard anything back from Faith?
And she says, no, I haven't. And she starts to cry. And Neve once again looks like he does not care at all. Like, I'm really believing that Neve does not feel bad for her, that Neve kind of is just helping her because he's legally obligated to do so because of his contract with the show. I don't think he would have picked this episode if he really had a choice. Neve then tells her that their only option is to fly to the island and look for her on the ground. Neve and Tallulah go to the airport, quote unquote airport, because it's just like a little tiny shack. Like, I don't know what type of airport this is, but they claim it's the airport. And they leave their phone number with someone, and they joke about bribing the airport worker to skip the long lineup of people who have been waiting to get on the island for days, it seems. So Neve calls Kristina and tells her that there are no flights and tells her that they'll just head back to the motel and wait it out because there's quite literally nothing else for them to do at this point. They end the call with Kristina once they're back at the motel. She says that she will meet up with the crew by herself because there's tension between her and Sammy.
Wow.
I wonder why that could be. I wonder why there is tension between you and Sammy. I just wonder.
We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
We then find out that Sammy confronted Kristina and asked her why she won't just let Faith go. And Kristina says that it's
not easy to let somebody go when they've been there for you.
And this person has made her feel things that no one else ever has. Girl, disrespectfully, if you are comfortable being a cheater, just say that. If you want to have your cake and eat it too, just say that. I feel like I would respect that a lot more than all this other bullshit she's been doing. And I also feel like it's crazy disrespectful to say this to the person who you literally proposed to. The person who you're supposed to be with in sickness and health, the person you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life, that you proposed to. Yeah, this person made me feel things you never did. Are you crazy? That right there, I feel like is grounds for a beatdown, but that's just me. That's just what I think. Violence doesn't solve everything. Violence solves a lot of things, I think, sometimes. Neve says that it doesn't look like they're going to meet Faith, and Kristina starts to cry, and honestly, I am just sick of her. I'm sick of old girl. He then tells her that there's a lot she can't control, but there is a lot that she can control. And Neve then just lays it out from his cheater, pumpkin eater.
And having a live-in fiance who you're not really in love with anymore,
that makes you feel guilty and bad every day isn't helping. Which is like, okay. I don't know how I feel about that, but he says that. And he asks her if she wants to continue a romantic relationship with Sammy, and Kristina just says that she wants to work on herself, which is like, if you wanted to work on yourself, then why are you on Catfish?
Make it make sense.
Why are you on Catfish?
Why the fuck you lying?
Tallulah then says that it's possible that Faith came into her life to give her the confidence to make this shift. And I appreciate Tallulah's outlook, and I appreciate the way that she's trying to comfort the cheater. Maybe a little bit, just a little teeny tiny bit. I appreciate that. But Neve then says that Kristina needs to make it clear to Sammy how she feels once and for all. So Tallulah then goes to check on Sammy. Sammy says that she isn't doing well and she has cried a lot. And you could tell by her face that she has cried a lot. Tallulah then says that it's clear that she feels deeply for Kristina and asks her,
but wouldn't you want someone who is treating you the way you're treating her?
It shouldn't be this uneven. And like, this is a word. This is a word. This is my favorite. I believe this is my favorite Tallulah moments of all time, because she really said, girl, she treats you like shit. You treat her like gold. Why don't you want someone who treats you like gold?
Wake up. Wake up.
Sammy then says that she really fucked up. She says she told Kristina to choose her. And then she says that she isn't going to find Faith because Faith has been standing in front of her the whole time.
Oh my God. I've been Faith.
Oh, no.
This leaves Tallulah speechless.
What?
And this was the face crack of the episode for me, because what? You made them do all this crazy search and they're trying to get to this little teeny tiny island, try and find this chick. Whole time it's been you? Oh my God, it's not funny. It's not funny. It is funny though, but like it's not funny. Sammy says that she suspected that Kristina was cheating again, so she wanted to catch her in the act, but then their connection was there and she didn't want to lose it. And Tallulah sitting down in the snow right in front of Sammy is killing me. It's killing me. You couldn't have sat beside her. You're just sitting in the snow. Like, I don't know. It's just funny to me. Sammy then says that she didn't know how to make Faith go away.
I didn't expect it to go this far. I hate myself for this.
Tallulah says that this is the conversation that's needed because the person Kristina fell in love with was Sammy, and says that this needs to all be over and it's just exhausting. And for once, I agree with Tallulah. Is the world ending? What's happening? Sammy and Tallulah then head right inside to tell Kristina the truth. Sammy gets right to it, and she says that she knows why Faith hasn't come around.
Faith has been standing in front of you this whole time. I'm Faith.
Kristina looks horrified, and then she gets mad and asks why.
Why?
And I just feel like, I don't know if you really have a right to be mad. Like, this situation is so messy, and I feel like obviously they're both in the wrong, but Kristina is a little bit more in the wrong in my humble opinion.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
I think Sammy also should have just walked away, should have broke up with her instead of doing all this, but she didn't do that, so we're here. Sammy says that she thought Kristina was going to cheat again, so she got on IMVU, started talking to her, and just couldn't let it go. Kristina cries, then heads outside, and Tallulah follows her and comforts her. Like, honestly, it's fuck cheaters till the day I die, but Tallulah looks like she gives really good and comforting hugs, and it really seems like that's what Kristina needed in the moment. So Tallulah tells her that this wasn't someone fucking with you or getting their rocks off by pretending to be in love with you.
This doesn't take away any of the anger and the hurt. It's like the basis of all of this was love.
Trying to get her to see the positive side of all of this. And Kristina says that she is happy that it is not just a random person. So inside, Sammy and Neve are talking, and Sammy clarifies that she doesn't want to end things. She doesn't want to end the relationship.
Oh, I don't want to end things.
You don't want to end things?
No.
Okay.
Which, huh? You don't, girl.
What's happening?
You should want to end the relationship. To be honest with you, you absolutely should want that. 100% you should want that. She says that she wants a future with Kristina, and she says that this whole situation was her way of seeing if they had a future. Girl, you are fucking crazy. What? So then once Tallulah and Kristina are back inside, Kristina wastes absolutely no time. She asks what Sammy's intentions were, and Sammy just gives us the same spiel like, you're a cheater, I didn't want you to leave me, blah, blah, blah. And then she says that she needed to know whether to keep pushing through everything in their relationship or not. And Kristina says that she would have just loved to reconnect with Sammy as Sammy, and it's like, girl, stop the cap. Stop the cap right fucking now, because you and I both know that that is absolutely not true. Because if that's what you wanted, you would have simply done that. But no, you decided to cheat on her not once, but twice. And yes, I'm still considering this situation cheating because homegirl didn't know that Faith was her fiance this whole time. So in my mind, she still cheated.
That's my opinion!
Tallulah then asks Sammy what her plan was if Catfish never showed up. And Sammy says that
I wanted to make Faith disappear.
Which is not a great plan, but it was definitely a plan nonetheless. She then says that she made them go through all of this because she knew that they wouldn't find anything. And she basically, this is very manipulative and very scary, because she says that she knew that Kristina would run into Sammy's arms for comfort and throw herself back into the relationship because Faith broke her heart.
Officer, right there.
This is diabolical. This is very diabolical. And at this point, I am not on either Kristina or Sammy's side. Because Kristina is a crusty serial cheater who should be single or be in an open relationship rather than continually intentionally failing at monogamy. And Sammy is scary because she set up this whole elaborate scheme to manipulate Kristina into wanting her to behave the way she wanted instead of accepting her shitty partner for being a shitty partner and leaving the relationship. So in conclusion, they both suck. Kristina says that she feels deceived, but she's happy that it wasn't a random girl she was talking to. And then she admits that she lied to Sammy just as much as Sammy lied to her. And this is the first real moment of clarity that we have gotten from this girl. And while it is refreshing to see, it is frustrating that it's only coming right now. We then find out that Sammy used a text app number, and then she would get a friend to talk to Kristina on the phone. This just gets sicker and sicker. Because now, not only did you do this to your fiance, ex-fiance, live-in girlfriend, whatever, but now you're getting friends involved who are pretending to be this romantic person that doesn't exist, all to manipulate your fiance into loving you more, it just gets sicker and sicker.
However, comma.
Like, I understand why she did it, and if she did all of this to expose Kristina and then move on, I would support it. But to do all of this sick and twisted mess with the goal of getting your girl to fully commit to you in a way she is clearly incapable of doing is insane. I can't even support that. And you know it's bad if I can't even support it. Sammy then apologizes, and Kristina says that she isn't mad because she knows that her intentions were good and she knows that Sammy loves her, and then she kind of insinuates that Sammy going to this extreme of lengths proves that she loves her.
Everybody's so creative.
Side eye. Side eye. Kristina then apologizes and Sammy apologizes once again, and Kristina says that she wants Sammy to stay in her life, and then she says that
nobody's ever put up with my bullshit for this long.
Which, if someone ever says that to me, I'm running, because that just lets me know that you put me through way too much, and you know that you put me through way too much because you know that I would never leave you. And I don't want anyone to think that I would never leave them. I don't think they should ever think that. But she then says that she doesn't want them to be in a relationship. Sammy says that she completely understands that and she's just ready to go home. Neve asks if Sammy will be okay, if she has a place to go, and she says yes. And he says that it's a fresh start, they said all the hard stuff and the drama is over, and I really appreciated Neve for making sure that Sammy would be okay in all of this, because even though like she did a lot of fucked up shit, they did live together, and it would just be awkward, I think, to go back home after all of this. But in our 2-month follow-up, Kristina says that she now works 2 full-time jobs, she goes to school online, and she wants to be in the military as a medical nurse. She says that Sammy now lives right down the street and they see each other once in a while, but they don't talk every day, and she then thanks Neve and Tallulah for helping her get on with her life. I think it's weird that they talk. I'm glad that she wants to do stuff with her life. I don't really like the military, but whatever, girl, you do you. Sammy then says that she is enjoying alone time, but she is open to getting back with Kristina in the future. And oh my God.
Good God, get a grip, girl.
Girl, that is the problem right there. Why do you want to be with someone who cheated on you not once, but twice, and then was willing to leave you for the imaginary person they were talking to on some little game online?
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
Lord have mercy. This episode was a crazy one. Like I said earlier in the video, I think they both suck. I don't think either of them are good people. This was a mess though. This was an absolute freaking mess. But I thank you so very much for watching. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're aware of every single time that I upload. Make sure to share your thoughts, your feelings, and your opinions down in the comments below with me, and we can discuss like besties do. If there's another episode you would like to see me cover or another series you would like to see me cover, you can also drop it in the comments, or you can send me a DM over on Instagram. This is Instagram right here, okay? I thank you to everyone who requested this episode. It's been highly requested. I couldn't even pick one person to shout out, but shout out to all of you. I thank you so very much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.